Hello everybody, you join me at the, I don't know what this is called, the war table I guess. And we've got jar of bees, grenades, for some reason, and this one. Alistair, pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying and swords flashing, brings back old times. Won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. Wonder if they're going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyway, I'm grateful the Inquisition's help. Wouldn't have found them without you. So, yay, I get a Ferelden Medal of Service. I guess that's just money. And where was the other thing that I had going? Observing the deadlock. Despite their intent to craft a political entity to oppose us, these noble families are too embroiled in their own conflicts to even acknowledge us. We've acquired some additional trading partners who are tired of waiting for a winner to emerge. Okay, so we get some money. Yeah, things are starting to happen. Find Crestwood's mayor. Yeah, I want to find and judge Crestwood's mayor. Who has... Yeah, Cullen, for once, has got the better time on that. So find that mayor that did the thing. Escape routes for agents in question. Find the warden. Gather herbs. To serve any master. Amongst the various we found of Kea Bronich that belonged to its former mercenary. It was a journal. That doesn't seem particularly enthralling. Gather coin. Right, so let's do the Hightown stuff for... Yeah, to be honest, I just ignore Varric's stuff. Because whilst he's, like, entertaining, he's not really anything else. That's an hour and 20. Do it, I don't care. Right, I figured I would take, oh, where is it I want to go? I want to go to, I think it's the Hinterlands, and find stuff for, yeah, find stuff for Dorian. I was going to call him Darian again. For some reason, that's a thing, and I'm going to take out all my party because I've got them upgraded, like, with equipment and stuff. Oh, yes, I should probably point out, like, the new gear. I've done some new gearing up. I mean, not of Cassandra, because, you know, clown pants. But Iron Ball's got new things, and I've somehow magically granted him tattoos. But I've also got this thing, which I found in a chest that was marked Special Orders. So, yeah, we're going to go kill some Venatori with Dorian. Also, I figured out how to change my horse. Now I've got a flipping elk. Or, I guess. That's an unpleasant noise. Thanks, game. Alright, I think we found the mages. I mean, it's not really oh, hit the lag. Oh, yeah, nail Dorian. That's a good idea. And there's someone... Oh, there's the Venatori that we also love. I guess that's one down. Dorian greatly approves. Oh, you like it when I kill things for you? I see. And what have you got for me? Just some silk. Okay. I guess I've got to go to get the other one now. And here comes some more Venatori who are, you know, being dingbats. Just kill all of them. It'll be fine. Nobody really cares about what's going on. And they are a little bit squishy, although there are some... Oh! Go away. I do like having, like, the people just come and rush to protect me. That's another... Oh, yeah, you guys kill the Fennec Fox. That'll do. Right, what else is around here? There's got to be something more.
Mages and Templars. Mages and Templars.
Well, it still beats you gagging us all the time. Oh, caltrops. I guess that wasn't... yeah, put some like masterwork stuff on people's gubbins. Oh, that's just elf fruit. No, that's embrium. Embrium, I guess, is how you pronounce it. Right, so the next question is, where next? Ah, I don't think I've unlocked the area where the next mage is, but that's fine. That's okay. That's not a problem. All right, Dorian, let's have a little chat. Just, oh, in general. Oh, you got something to say. Hello.
Anything interesting?
A letter regarding Felix, Alexius's son. He went to the magisterium, stood on the Senate floor and told them of you. A glowing testimonial, I'm informed.
Oh, interesting.
No news on the reaction, but everyone back home is talking. Felix always was as good as his word.
Was?
He's dead. The blight caught up with him.
Well, I guess I'm sorry for your loss.
Are you all right?
He was ill, and thus on borrowed time anyhow.
That doesn't mean you can't regret his death.
I know. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I was working late in his father's study. Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. I like trouble, he'd say. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
Ooh, were you two involved?
Were the two of you...
Felix and I? What an odd question. No.
Is it?
I had no intention of abusing Alexius's hospitality by seducing his son. Not that I've been proper my whole life, by any means. It wasn't like that. Even in illness, Felix was the best of us. With him around, you knew things could be better.
You might be well, what about you?
You make it sound like he was a better person than you.
What a mad thing to say. Few people are better than I.
I like Dorian.
Very well, a better person, clearly, not nearly as handsome.
I mean, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. He wasn't nearly as handsome.
Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas.
Oh, is that me? Were you talking about me? Because that'd be cool if you were talking about me. Anyway,
You made Alexius tranquil.
I did.
We should just kill him. He was a decent man once. He deserved to keep his dignity. I hope I don't run into him. That would be more than I could handle.
Well, yeah. Well, tell me about him then.
You said Alexius was a mentor of yours.
He was my patron, sponsoring me to the higher levels of the Circle of Magi. In return, my successes were his. I had a lot of successes, naturally. Alexius was most pleased. He and I used to talk over brandy about the corruption, how we could one day make real change in the Imperium. And then he gave up. He stopped trying.
Why is that, do you
Why
think?
did he give up?
On a journey to Hossberg, a Darkspawn raid killed his wife and sickened his son. I remember hearing the news. He hadn't been there, you see. Alexius was convinced he could have protected them. And the guilt tore him up. I helped him with his research for a while, and then we drifted apart.
You mean you argued?
You mean you fought with him?
I told him to snap out of it, move on. I thought I had all the answers.
Somebody has to.
Later, I regretted my hasty words. But we didn't speak again until he approached me for the Venatori. Too much pride, I suppose. Plus, I was busy drinking. One must have priorities.
Ooh. You felt guilty.
I don't think that's it. You felt guilty because you couldn't help him.
Clever you. I had a choice, you see. Wallow in self-pity or get away while I could. At any rate, he's fallen so low, I doubt he'll ever get up. Sad, really.
And the Imperium?
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated.
Sure, I've
by it.
asked these questions of you
Probably
before.
why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular?
I think
you
we
wanted
talked
to
about
know?
this before. Ah, Corypheus was a magister.
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
But it's not a story.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
I really wish... Could Tevinter be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't, of course. At least, not officially.
I swear I've gone
They'll
through this
disavow
before.
all knowledge of dangerous
I may have had to go
secretly.
back.
Many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Is that smart of them?
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna talk to him a little bit off camera, because I'm sure I've gone through these bits before on camera. Alright, Liliana, let's have a little bit of chat, you and me.
Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected.
Well, what did you
To be a good
expect?
man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to...
To be fair, you only have 2 Wardens to really go on, to be honest. You must miss Justinia.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in the Haven. I am much better now. She was a good friend, and it will take time to get used to her absence. But thank you for asking. It is appreciated.
Okay, what have you got? Oh, Christ. Tell me about...
They called you the
Left
left
hand.
hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
Well... Why start an
What is the
Inquisition?
point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing?
I agree.
It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
Oh, well, I'll try my
I'll
best.
try not to break anything.
That's good to hear.
So... What is it?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A Divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Ooh, why so many enemies?
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
Ooh. Sounds like you're a
So
spy
you were
master.
her spy master too.
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
Okay, so why don't you join
I
me?
could use the left hand of the divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also.
It's a bit creepy.
Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Okay, and then tell me about
I'd like to hear
Justinia.
about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Were you more than friends?
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic.
Not necessarily.
Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
You're fucking bitter, so how'd you meet?
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken, lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Talk
now,
more
because... It's a bit creepy. Ugh. Okay, let's... Ugh. I don't care too much, I just like the points, but obviously I've seen that before. Right, I guess I should talk to Solus. Although I don't actually think he's got anything more to say to me. He's a bit of a grumpy bastard. Hello.
Greetings.
Oh. Tell me about Corypheus.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. You must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
Well, tell me about the Fade
What
then.
do you know about the Fade?
Everything.
My wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
Okay, tell me about demons.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Ooh, can we change that?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them, if not in peace, at least without such active confrontation?
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
I'm a good person. Tell me about the Veil.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. But according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
Oh, sounds strange.
I don't know if I can imagine that.
Try. Imagine if spirits were not a rarity, but a part of our natural world. Like a fast-flowing river. Yes, it can drown careless children, but it can also carry a merchant's goods or grind a miller's flour. That is what the world could be if the Veil were not present.
Do you want to destroy the Veil by any chance? Right, here's the thing. I have done the first bit of this game so many times, but the end, I done once, a long time ago. So tell me about the breach.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil. or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your anchor, as Corypheus calls it, allows you some control over the breach. That suggests...
He's kind of told me it was deliberate anyway. Okay, right,
We'll
where's...
talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay. Mother Giselle, you seem to be waiting for me. Hello.
My lady,
There you go.
it's good of you to speak with me.
I know, I'm amazing.
I have news regarding one of your companions, the De Winter.
Don't like him, do you?
Is that a note of distaste I detect, Mother Giselle?
I admit his presence here makes me uncomfortable, Inquisitor, but my feelings are of no importance.
Damn
I've
straight.
been in contact with his family. House Pavas out of Carenas. Are you familiar with them?
We've never met.
Familiar. We've never met, if that's what you're suggesting.
I'm suggesting nothing. I'm only curious whether you know of his situation. The family sent a letter describing the estrangement from their son and pleading for my aid. They've asked to arrange a meeting quietly without telling him. They fear it's the only way he'll come. Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man, I'd hoped...
Ooh, investigate. What kind of meeting?
Just what kind of meeting do they have in mind?
I believe they just want to talk, to understand why Dorian felt he had to come here. Somewhere private, away from Skyhold, but not in the winter. You make them nervous, I think. They don't understand why he's here with the Inquisition. They want him to come home.
And if he doesn't agree?
What happens if Dorian doesn't agree?
Hopefully that will be the end of it. If not, well, that's why you should be there.
If this is just... What? Why would they contact you?
Why would his family contact you?
Because they don't know you, Inquisitor. I am not of the Imperial Chantry, but they know what I represent. These are parents concerned about the welfare of their son. How could I not do whatever possible? I would speak to the young man myself, but he does not care for me. Thus I come to you. If any good can come of this, we must try.
They don't want to tell
They
him.
don't want Dorian to know? That seems odd.
They believe the young man would refuse, and the letter implies he'd have cause. Yet, they are remorseful for whatever came before. This is a chance for dialogue. There is deceit in bringing the young man to this meeting without his foreknowledge, I know. But does it not lead to a greater kindness if there is potential for reconciliation?
No. I mean, okay. Toxic people are toxic. And here's the thing. If you've estranged yourself from your parents because of something they did, and if you're my friend, I should have enough respect for you to not force a meeting with these people just because they say they've done better. I don't like this. It's not good. But I do need to look this up because I want to make sure that I'm actually able to get into this quest. So let me have a look. Alright, I'm just going to ask her if this is
Are
legitimate.
you sure this isn't some kind of trap? I mean, the secrecy.
That did occur to me. What if it is a plot of those mages, the Venatori? Another reason to put this in your hands, Inquisitor. I pray that isn't the case. But if it is, you are far better equipped than I to respond to such treachery.
I'm not going to trick Dorian.
You think I'm going to trick Dorian into meeting his family?
I feared you might say that. The family will send a retainer to meet the young man at the Red Cliff Tavern, to take him onward. If he truly does not wish this reunion, he can always end the matter there. I pray you change your mind, Inquisitor. Perhaps their letter will persuade you. If there is any chance of success in this, it behooves us to act.
I understand you feel inadequate to the task of bringing Dorian to a secret meeting, even in the asking. I find it difficult to believe myself, considering my son has rebuffed all contact. This is the only way. I know him. He'd be too proud to come if he knew, even just to talk. That is all we wish to do. The thought of Dorian in the south, placing himself in the path of such danger, alarms us more than I can express. If this somehow succeeds, have a family retainer at the Vandal halls waiting for Dorian's arrival. Bring the boy to us somewhere private. If Dorian utterly refuses to go with him, it ends there. There's nothing we can do. We are at our wit's end. I'm going to go talk to Dorian. No. Stupid Orlesian bastards. So hey, Dorian.
So, I assume you're Talvershoth or something like.
Why would you assume that?
If you weren't, you would have split my skull open at our first meeting before I said a word. Centuries of warfare with the Qunari do lead to this state of affairs.
Oh, okay. You've met Qunari?
You've encountered Qunari before.
Qunari raids are rather old hat for anyone from the Eastern Imperium. Although the attacks aren't quite the rampaging wars of ages past. Now we're like two angry dowagers who only remember to spit at each other when they pass on the street.
What about in person?
Did you meet any Qunari personally?
None who weren't rushing towards me with a sword. I was too busy running in the other direction to say hello. I've met some Talvershoth in my time, however. Mercenaries and a few merchants. They're not the same as Qunari. Might easily be a different people altogether.
Well, glad somebody knows that.
Only other people knew that.
It's a southerner thing. Most of them don't even know what a Qunari looks like. Forgive their ignorance, O mighty one. They shall learn proper fear in time.
Well, I've no issues if you don't.
You've no problem with me. I've no problem with you.
A philosophy I've learned to live by.
No issue with my being Inquisitor, then?
None that specifically involve you being so very, very large. No.
Good.
Anyway, your father sent... Father sent a letter.
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous proposal from some Antivan dowager?
Nothing quite so fun.
Not quite. It's from your father.
From my father. I see. And what does Magister Hallward want, pray tell?
A meeting.
Show me this letter.
I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical.
I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
Well, I won't let him do that.
That would be hard to do while I stood there.
He expects me to travel with Mother Giselle, although Maker knows why he'd think I would. Let's go. Let's meet this so-called family retainer. If it's a trap, we escape and kill everyone. You're good at that. If it's not, I send the man back to my father with a message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
So, what's the issue between you two?
Seems to be bad blood between you and your family.
Understatement.
Interesting turn of phrase. But you're correct. They don't care for my choices, nor I for theirs.
Because you wouldn't get married? Because you left?
That too.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go meet this retainer then.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
Ooh, interesting. Going to the Gull and Lantern. Before I go anywhere, Josephine, let me talk to you.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say? That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
I understand
Anything
this
else?
feeling.
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother. That does sound like her. Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention. You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Nevada, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Can I help?
Can I do anything to help negotiations?
Thank you, but I believe I have matters in hand. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with.
Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Ah, she's a bitch. I understand. Well, that's putting it mildly.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
Well, discuss them with me.
I have time, if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss.
Oh, okay, so...
Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Jennar still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt with that mustard taint on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
Oh, a bit more than that.
2.5 hours, I think, but no one's counting.
Oh, dear. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
I think you're delightful. Oh. I don't want to lead her on. I like Josephine. I like Josephine a lot. I don't want to lead her on. I'm just so bad at this. Oh. You needed a break.
You've been working continually since I met you, Josephine.
And that can't stop. I must be going. But I leave feeling less troubled than I have in weeks.
We're friends now. I'm not going to flirt with you. I'm not going to flirt with you. I'm not going to flirt with you. We love you. Oh, what? Are you in my... Were you in my bedroom? Well, that's a little presumptuous of you. Oh, find Crestwood's mare. Mayor of Crestwood's been found. When he comes in, stick him in the holding cell. Let him stew into her until the Inquisitor brings him out for judgment. Okay. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. Letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. An amulet of power. Oh, and that one's still going. Well. So, it's you who is a widower, isn't it?
Suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
I did as you wanted.
Clean Senna's shrine and place the flowers. May her ashes be gathered by Falundine and carried safely.
After all the long years she carried me, thank you. You do a foolish old man too much kindness.
Agreed.
Friend.
I am awesome, however. Now we need to go and find the pub. This one, I believe it. Is it this one? Or is it just down the way even further? Oh, it might be... Oh no, it's this one over here where I got ambushed by Alexius. I had indeed forgotten that was a thing. Right, so this one. Let's go. Gull and Lantern.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Not really.
Dorian.
Father,
Oh, shit.
so the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
Ooh, Just talk to him.
You went through all of this to get Dorian here. Talk to him.
Yes, Father. Talk to me. Let me hear how mystified you are by my anger.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
Why is it an issue?
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then?
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind, the perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
That's what this is about?
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Okay, that might be unforgivable. Didn't let him speak. Why would you let him speak? Don't leave it like this. Well, those are if you're an arsehole. Oh, fuck. Using blood magic. Right, okay, using any manipulative technique to change people. I mean, that's the one if you believe that, you know, parents are the fucking... Oh. No, let's get you out of here, dude.
I think it's time we left.
I agree.
Whoa. Okay. You've hit my not acceptable limits there. That's... Wow. Okay. Hi, Dorian.
He's a good man, my father. Deep down. He taught me principle is important. He cares for me in his way, but he won't ever change. I can't forgive him for what he did. I won't.
Are you alright?
Are you alright?
No, not really. Thank you for bringing me out there. Even if it didn't work out. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
I think you're brave.
I think you're very brave.
Brave?
It's not easy to abandon tradition and walk your own path.
At any rate, time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime, if you've a mind.
No, I've got more than a mind. I've got a willing body as well.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clacked at by a hen, evidently.
Okay, you're arguing. I'm sorry I didn't... If I go away and come back, will you start this conversation again? I really want to hear it. I want to hear you bickering at people. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to come back and... Okay, right. Oh, okay.
What's going on here?
It seems the revered mother is concerned about my undue influence over you.
It is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
You might need to spell it out, my dear.
This man is of Tevinter. His presence at your side. The rumors alone.
Dude's gay.
What's wrong with him being from Tevinter, specifically?
I'm fully aware that not everyone from the Imperium is the same.
How kind of you to notice. Yet still you bow to the opinion of the masses.
The opinion of the masses is based on centuries of evidence. What would you have me tell them?
The truth?
The truth is I do not know you, and neither do they. Thus, these rumors will continue.
Oh, tell me about these rumors.
Oh, I'd like to hear what these rumors are exactly.
I could not repeat them, your worship.
Repeat them. So you shared them before.
See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he is without ulterior motive, then I humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
Well, that's something.
This happens often?
This sort of thing happens often, does it?
More than anyone tells you. No one knows their own reputation.
Until someone helpfully informs them.
There is that. She meant well, if that's of any concern.
Not particularly.
I should ask, do the rumors bother you?
Only on your behalf.
I wish they wouldn't disparage you. They don't know you.
They know you even less than they know me. Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor.
To be fair, I think
have
of you as
precious few
my buddy. I
didn't
like
think
you.
to find one here.
Don't speak. I detest confessions, and I'd like to get this over with. Allow me to say I'll stand beside you, against Corypheus, my countryman, or spurious rumor, so long as you'll have me.
Aww. You and me, Dorian, together till the end of time. It's a shame I'm not a dude. I would totally... I do Dorian. Not over Iron Bull. I mean, it is a toss-up between the two of them. Fun fact, if you don't romance either of them, they get together. That's... Oh, I think I've got throwing details to do. You know what? I've decided not to go and hunt those things down. I've actually decided to go and speak to Sarah and...
Very well.
Sarah and Iron Bull. I think Iron Bull doesn't have anything to say to me. Oh, maybe he does. Oh, hello.
You wanted to see me?
Oh, okay. Apparently I'm being... Oh, shit, son.
Bull!
I got it!
Over the side.
Yeah, my soul's dust. Yours is scattered all over the ground, though, so... Sorry, boss. I thought I might need backup. Guess I'm not even worth sending professionals for.
Okay, right, what? Okay. You're expecting them?
You knew the assassins were coming.
Little change in the guard rotation tipped me off.
You could have warned me.
Why didn't you tell me ahead of time?
You go through years of Ben Hasrith training to hide facial expressions when I wasn't looking. See? Like that.
Okay,
If
you're
I'd
a bastard,
warned
but
you of the
okay.
guards, the assassins would have been tipped off.
And how's the wound?
Are you alright?
Fine. Hurt myself worse than this fooling around in bed.
Nice, could it be poisoned?
What if they used poison?
Oh, they definitely used poison. Sarcomec, liquid form.
What?
If I hadn't been dosing myself with the antidote, I'd be going crazy and puking my guts up right now. As it is, it stings like shit. But that's about it.
They didn't have to do this.
I hoped the Ben Hasrath would let you go.
They did. Sending two guys with blades against me? That's not a hit. That's a formality. Just making it clear that I'm Talvashoth. Talva fucking Shoth.
Hey, I'm Talvashoth. You're still you. So am I. No, you're still you.
You acted like a Talvashoth for years. That didn't change you. Neither does this.
That was just a role. This is my life.
Hey.
As one of those.
Hey!
I've killed hundreds of Talvashoth in Saharan. Bandits, murderers, bastards who turned their back on the Qun. And now I'm one of them.
No, screw that. No.
Bullshit. You're a good man.
Without the Qun to live by.
Hey, you're a good man. If the Ben Hasrath don't see that, it's their loss.
Thanks, boss. Anyway, I'll get this cleaned up and let Red know what happened. Boss, whatever I miss, whatever I regret, this is where I want to be. Whenever you need an ass kicked, the Iron Bull is with you.
Getting on with my crew. What's in here that's got a... Cullen? Oh, I haven't even spoken to you, Cullen. Hello. I didn't realise this is where you were.
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. Therenfall Redoubt. The Knights were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
I believe you.
The Red Templar swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain strength. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
What's your plan?
Where do we begin?
Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
Oh, okay. Right, yes. Now let's talk about whatever it is you need to talk... Oh. Several cutscenes. Okay, it's cutscene central today. What you got?
As leader of the Inquisition, there's something I must tell you.
Ah, you're a drug addict. A lyrium addict. I like lyrium, but I can use the stuff. Well, you can tell me anything, dude.
Whatever it is, I'm willing to listen.
Right. Thank you. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities, but it controls us as well. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here. But I no longer take it.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now.
You seem fine. Why?
Why are you doing this?
After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it. But I would not put the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
Are you okay?
Are you in pain?
I can endure it.
I'll respect your decision.
Thank you for telling me. I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, Inquisitor. The Inquisition's army must always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment.
Confessions of a... Right, no. Like, actually
Was there
talk to me.
something you needed?
Are you with anyone? Don't flirt with the guy who doesn't like the horns. Tell me more about Samson.
You and the Red Templars leader seem to have personal history.
When I arrived in Kirkwall, Samson and I shared quarters. He seemed a decent man at first.
They always
Knight
do.
Commander Meredith later expelled Samson for erratic behavior. He ended up begging on Kirkwall streets. He was reinstated at the Champion's request, but he was still bitter, still angry. Now Samson serves Corypheus as his loyal general.
So why would he do that then?
Why do you think Samson joined Corypheus?
He had a chronic lyrium addiction. He spent every last coin buying it from local smugglers. Perhaps Corypheus flattered his vanity, gave him purpose as well as lyrium. Perhaps that's all it took.
Well, he's gone up in the world, I guess.
Can't deny being a general is an improvement to living on the streets.
I'd rather die than kneel to Corypheus. Clearly Samson felt otherwise. I don't understand how he became so powerful. Even with Red Lyrium, Samson's glory days are long behind him.
Well, Corypheus is a magister.
At your service.
So more about
I should get
you.
to know you better. We're working together, after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honleath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. Traveling to Haven was the first I'd returned in almost 10 years.
Varric's from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
Yeah. Okay, you're away a long time.
You were away from Ferelden for 10 years. Was it strange being back there again?
Strange? No. If anything, the opposite. I was not sorry to leave Ferelden when I did. I had no desire to return. But leaving Haven was more difficult than I would have imagined. Not just because Corypheus forced it upon us. It felt like I was abandoning my home.
And the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
Tell me about the Circle.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
And Kirkwall?
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Qunari occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
And the Rebellion?
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
And how did it end?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. But I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
I'll let you return to your work.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Okay, well, I actually want to go speak to Bull a little bit more. But it's good to know that you're up here. Like, I did not know that. That's always a positive. That. Oh, I knew this. Oh god, this is like right at the arse end of nowhere. Ah. All right, Bull. Speak to me. Oh, this doesn't bode well. What you doing, Bull? My computer's very slow.
So, listen, I've caught the hints. I get what you're saying. You want to ride the bull.
Boom!
Can't say I blame you, but I'm not sure you know what you're asking. Not sure if you're ready for it.
I can handle it.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
See, you say that, but you really don't know what that means.
Oh, just get on with it.
Are we gonna do this or not?
Ooh, interesting.
Last chance.
Okay. No, this should be fun.
A little slower and a lot harder.
Yeah, it works for me.
Is the Inquisitor inside? I have some information that maybe...
No. Let her rest.
I see. Well, I think on that note, I'm going to take a constitutional out on the balcony. I've been Zombie Cleo. This has been Dragon Age. Class dismissed.